Welcome to another episode of W.K.H. Wealth, Knowledge, Humor. I am your host, Edwin Perez. Today's guest is a good friend of mine, a friend of a friend who becomes your friend. That's usually how it goes. In the pursuit of happiness, in the pursuit of modeling, actually. So, this is my host today, Lala.
Hi.
And Lala is how you want to be known as, right?
Yeah, Lala. Evan Lee is my modeling name. My name is La Reyes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
La, like, how do you spell it?
LA''Reyes.
Okay, La Reyes. Okay, the kingdom.
Okay, I see you. I see
yeah,
you.
I see you. You got a little Spanish in there. Dab me up. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't even see you.
It's all right. That's usually that's my line. That's my line. That's my line. So La Reyes, I like that.
Thank you.
What made you just do Lala? Just short?
It was a nickname that was given to me when I was younger, and
it stuck.
Right, it stuck, and then everybody would get my name wrong, so I would just be like, just call me Lala. So
Okay. Well, tell us, me and myself and the viewers a little bit more about yourself.
I love to model. I love French fries.
French fries.
Yeah. I love French fries.
You're not going to be big back within like 10 seconds of us recording.
Because that's something about me.
French fries.
Yeah,
They're
I like
part of
French
me.
fries.
Respect.
I love to just be in the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
What brought you to modeling?
I've been modeling all my life. When I was in elementary school, I was in pageants.
Beauty pageants?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I was in pageants, and I was on the dance team and stuff. So I've always been in some type of show.
And that's because you wanted to. Because, a lot of these pageants, you have the parents, like, pushing the kid because there's either money involved or just because they want to vicariously live through them. I think I said that wrong. But anyway.
I think you said it right.
Well,
it's okay.
It's all right. Right. Don't worry about it. But, they want to live through their kids. So you chose, like, you wanted to do it.
Yeah, she supported me on everything that I wanted to do as long as she knew that I was really for it and it's something that I wanted to do. She just always supported me.
That's the supporting parents your mom you're talking about?
Yes.
I love moms. As a mama's boy, to a certain extent, because when I present myself as a mama's boy, and I do it on purpose, but my mom told me, you're not a mama's boy. What is perceived as a mama's boy is like, I need to call my mom because my feelings are hurt, or you just can't live, like, you can't see yourself doing anything outside of your mom.
Yeah.
Your mom, like, your world revolves around your mom. And to me, it doesn't necessarily work that way. She is my motivation until I have children. If there's anybody that I want to work hard for, it's her, to retire her. But then at the same sense, I'm quick to check my mom.
I mean, that's always going to come with it because even though she's your mom, she's still human. So you're going to always have to have those disagreements.
Yeah.
But both of y'all are adults. Y'all know each other, But yeah, I get it. I have to check mine too.
You gotta have empathy for your parents. You definitely gotta have empathy for your parents. They've done a lot for you. They do a lot for us, and I was listening to this psychologist that talks about this method of let me, which is like allow people. I find myself trying to be the rock of our family and try to like fix people's problems, and in the process, you kind of end up looking like the bad guy, or you end up putting more stress on your shoulders. On yourself, right? So her thought process is, this philosophy that she has is, when somebody does something that makes them look like a fool, somebody's acting up at dinner, or somebody, and is not handling certain things the way they could be, let them. You have your own problems to worry about. I have my own emotions. Let them do them. Let them look like a fool. I'm not looking like a fool. They're looking like a fool. Or let them be.
Worry about yourself.
Correct.
Worry about yourself because you can only control yourself.
Exactly. Exactly. And then the let me is, you could say, let me talk to them later. Let me pray about them. Let me, love from a distance if it's almost hurtful.
Let me take consideration for what it is and try to find
the good out of it, or even like how you can help, but not now.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times I get in the heat of the moment, you know, and it just boom, just happens like that.
Like
but
the fireworks that
yeah,
we just heard.
for real, seriously, you got the whole, they're like, yo, everyone's recording over there. Let's just make as much noise as possible. This is crazy.
It's cool
right
though, because it's normal. Like, that's what you hear.
in the back, right? We're in the city.
Right.
This is inside the house in the middle of the city. This is exactly what it is. But yeah, back to the modeling thing. So you started with the beauty pageants as a little girl, and then you worked your way up, and now you're doing it as an adult.
Yes.
Tell us about your most recent experience. My bad. Go ahead with what you were gonna say. I was gonna ask you. This girl literally walked in New York. You were on stage in New York. That's amazing. That's congratulations. I know that's big.
Thank you.
New York is the capital of fashion in the United States, I would say. From what, and I don't know shit about fashion, girl. You could tell I don't got swag like that like I used to.
I mean, everybody got their own sense of swag.
Okay.
Everybody got their
Hype
own
me up. Hype me up. Yeah.
Everybody got their own sense of, I wouldn't say I'm a fashion girly neither, but, you know, I try to put things together that I like, that make sense to me, and hey,
And it's your style.
yeah, and that's what literally everybody does.
It's a form
in
of
fashion.
expression.
Exactly.
But what were you gonna say? I'm sorry. Before
I
the New
totally
York thing.
forgot.
Okay, well, tell us about the New York thing. How did that go for you?
The New York trip was amazing. It was an experience that I will always cherish because I was there with family, so much of my supporters, and just walking on the stage, getting ready for everything. I met Lena Pringle.
I don't know who that is. Who's
She was a news anchor on Channel 4 News.
This is where
But
my
now
dog puts a
she's-
picture up.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Ding.
because we don't know who that is.
Yeah,
Girl. She's
right there.
is she married to the Pringles man? Like
No.
like who?
Lena Pringle. I met her when we was in New York. So just meeting and networking, and I was not nervous at all.
That's awesome.
I wasn't nervous at all. And I'm like,
So
I
she's
should be
highly
nervous.
known in this industry. You said she was.
I would say she is. I mean, on the people that I see on social
Right.
media, she's pretty
That's
well
awesome.
known. Yeah.
And then what do you feel like you weren't? Because a lot of people do get nervous. You know, myself included. Whenever I'm asking for a raise, even though I know I deserve it, even though I know I'm saying the right things, I still get nervous. So why do you feel like you didn't get nervous? Did you have a great connection or something, or?
When I'm saying like getting nervous walking on the stage.
Oh.
Not me and her. No.
Oh, okay.
I
You talking
mean,
about
that was cool. That was cool, but I didn't get nervous. The only
Right,
thing
right.
the only thing I was not nervous about during that whole thing is modeling, like being on the stage, walking on the stage. Everything else was pretty like, I'm in New York. Let's be in New York. Let's feel New York. Let's get on the subway. Let's just experience.
Wow.
And it was an experience. So modeling, it just takes me to a place where I'm comfortable. Like I'm
Interesting.
not nervous modeling, but I was nervous for this.
So so now let me ask you to talk to our audience for a second, because you said modeling, you feel comfortable. Obviously, part of it is because you've been doing it most of your life at this point. But what I want to ask is, how is it that you can overcome all these eyes on you? You know, because that's why I think when you say comfortable, most people couldn't get up on stage. You know, take it from somebody, you know, when I've done stand-up, it's still a little like nerve-wracking. So did you always just naturally have that in you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have a gift.
Yes.
That's a gift.
I can remember one time I was in team up in elementary school, and this one we were trying out for something, and the girl's dad, he wrote like a rap song, and she was dancing to the rap song, but it was like appropriate for children, right?
Right.
So she's dancing, and then the dance teacher was like, Lala, go up there and help her out. And I helped her choreograph a whole dance, and she wanted me to do the dance with her on stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it sparked
And
something.
I feel like after that, yeah. Because
That's
I was
cool.
like, oh my gosh, you asking me to help you dance and you want me to perform it with you? Heck yeah, let's do it.
So I've said this before, and not everybody can say this and take it the right way. So when I ask you this, I'm asking it in the best way possible.
Okay.
Do you like being the center of attention?
Sometimes it's cool, like you said, whenever it's appropriate. So it just depends on if I want to take the center of attention because I know I can.
Talk to him. Take
Yeah.
the attention, girl. I
Yeah.
mean, look, I'm an extrovert, and by nature, and you know me. You've been in my house, you've been in my parties, and like I try to be the life of the party, if not like fuel whoever the life of the party is. Because I know
Definitely.
there's one or two people that are way more hyped than me, and when they're around me, I just gas them up. Because extroverts we get our energy from our environment. So the beautiful thing about introverts is they're hype or to themselves by choice. Like however, if they want to be lit, introverts can be lit, and it doesn't matter if everybody here is sleeping. They could just do in their head. It's a party. Extroverts, if everybody here is sitting reading a book, I'm just gonna sit down and read a book with y'all, or I might just be on my phone. Everybody here is drinking, hanging out. I'm like, okay, it's a good time. Let me show you guys a good time. So, do you feel like you have any advice for people that do get nervous going on stage or just being in front of people like that?
Focus on being you and don't focus on what everybody perception is of you when you're on stage. When you can do that when like everyday life, but when you have so many eyes on you, that's when you got to be like, I'm locking into what I need to do, because if you worry about what everybody else,
Is looking at or thinking.
yeah, that's when you're going to fuck up.
You know, I like the fact that you said like living in you. And it's funny that I'm not sure if you meant to pick those exact words.
I
And
did.
You did.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
This-
So what do you elaborate on that?
Okay, so when I say living in you, it's because like what this is just physical. So you just have to live in yourself until this self is gone.
Right.
Then you have another self.
Right. And the biggest thing that I take away from stuff like that is, you see, you're gonna learn something about me. I make things deeper than they are. And when somebody tells me, yo, it's not that deep, I'm like, it is that deep.
Yeah.
It is that deep. Living in you makes a lot more sense, because one saying really stuck to me when I was doing sales, and is your in-look determines your outlook. So when you live within yourself and you feel good about it, you don't care about what anybody else has to think or say. I feel good about myself. And you fart in public, you like, oh my God, most people would die. Like, oh my
I'm letting
God.
it loose.
I'm gonna be like, girl, my bad. I had some Mexican earlier. Like, it is what it is.
I'm either gonna do that in a certain environment, or I'm just gonna go somewhere else, slightly do it,
That's
whatever,
true.
whatever.
No, but if it comes out, it comes out, girl.
Yeah,
Can't stop that. Can't
but
stop
I mean, it is what it is, but it is what it is.
Exactly. It is what it is, and allow it to be. So living within yourself. When you said that to me, I'm like, damn, I haven't heard anybody say it like that. Live within yourself. Don't the external. A lot of people nowadays, there's so many conspiracies about everything and what reality is. This new one that's coming into play, well, not new, it's been around for years, but it's starting to become more and more, I don't want to say accessible, more and more like available to most people. Like in 1980, 1960, I don't think very few people thought we lived in a simulation. I feel like there's so many people that think we live in a simulation. And that's what I mean by what you are in the inside, you project your reality on the outside. So if you say you have a shitty life, that's because you're projecting a shitty life.
Definitely.
So living within yourself is let me just worry about this. And then everything else just comes next.
Literally.
Successful people, like I've seen my brother lose weight, get ripped. His life is better than ever. Obviously, he's worked for everything else, but when you work on yourself, everything else just kind of comes.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. Because it's like when you're working on yourself, it gives you the motivation to do more But when you're not doing really much anything, then that's all you're going to sit in. It's not doing anything.
That's true. And you're not moving.
Yeah.
You're not moving. You're not moving. You're not being able to like get over like your emotions is literally when you do something like mushrooms, and I've been talking about this last episode.
I love
and
mushrooms.
Yeah, girl, I know. And I've talked a lot about it recently because of the analysis that I do with it and how much information it has provided me. Most people see it as just a drug. I'm like, nah, bro, nah. Like coke, look, it's a drug. I've never done something like that. But why would I do something like psilocybin mushrooms, psychedelic mushrooms? Is because of what it teaches you. When you're getting anxious, just move. Like, if I'm anxious here, but not here. So it's kind of like when we get stuck in our world and we're just either depressed or sad and we're sitting here, we don't move, but you're stuck in that situation. That's why some people are like, just go outside. Just go outside. Sometimes that's the best therapy, especially after the pandemic.
It literally is. And sometimes David be having to remind me of that because sometimes I don't be, but it's definitely something that needs to happen. Like, you have to do something. And sometimes you can just sit there. Sometimes it's okay to sit there. But
to give yourself some time.
Yeah,
for sure. But if it comes to the point where you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you just got to get up. Yeah. But I do get it because, in the process of me leaving this other company I was working for to where I'm at now, I had like a 2-month period with no job. And I was like trying to get a job quickly as possible. Then I got one, but it started another month. So I'm like, damn, I want to get back to work. And then I feel like God was kind of telling me, like, bro, you got it. I mean, your bills are paid. You're going to be okay. So just chill out. And I was like, don't tell me that, God. I'm going to chill out. Girl, that's sitting on this couch watching movies. But then you know what? I needed that. My soul needed it. I know it doesn't seem productive, but it felt a form of cleanse to just, especially for those workaholics. Especially for those workaholics. If you do this every day, girl, I mean, whoever you are, if you do this every day, I'm going to need you to get your ass up. But if you're on the day grind to grind, you do this, you grind 40, 50, 60 hours a week, you got to give yourself some grace and just...
That was basically a mental vacation.
Mental vacation. I like that.
That's why I be having to find different ways of looking at things because you just get so much projecting on how you're supposed to look at it.
Keep spitting.
Yeah.
Don't just open that up and then just stay quiet. Like you just dropped the bar and you're not gonna keep spitting. No, but yeah. What do you mean? Like, I know what you mean, but talk more about that.
I like mental vacations, and a mental vacation can be anything. It can be a period of months, weeks, or a mental vacation can be something small that you take a mental break from.
Like a half day, a day for yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
It can be that. It can be long periods of times. As long as you know you got your priorities in order to do that, that's what matters.
AKA money.
Yeah.
Get your money right.
Get your money right.
So you can get your mind right.
Exactly. But you gotta, at the end of the day, life gonna keep lifing. You gotta make sure your mental can keep mentaling because it's always gonna happen.
It is. And, have you found yourself being overwhelmed with like because what you said makes it seem like, a lot of us, how old are you?
24,
right? I honestly wasn't that I wasn't really too worried about the world at 24. I mean, I've always had the same motivation to get that money or whatever, but I say whatever because I really wasn't. I was doing almost the opposite, liabilities over assets in my head. Like back then I was more like, what can I spend my money on? Now I'm more like conservative. And my point is, do you find yourself that like as we get older, the expectations seem to change and there's just so much happening at the same time? Or
Definitely. Definitely, because it's like when you're younger, you know, you have an idea of everything that's going on in your life, but you're not an adult. So you don't know how it is to juggle work, friends,
Family.
relationships, family, like everything. You don't know how it really is to judge all of that because someone was doing it for you. Someone was providing that for you. So,
There's no school of life.
exactly.
There's no school of life. You know, we don't get taught shit in school, really.
Yeah.
There's no emotional intelligence. There's no, like, I didn't really, the only thing I can remember is at one point, one of our teachers bought this, like, little book about how to be in proactive versus reactive. That, I feel like that was the only, that in my psychology, my AP psych class, those two are the only things that I can resonate that I'm like, oh, wow, I learned something about life. Besides school, because school doesn't teach you how to deal like with difficult situations. You know, they just deal how to solve math problems.
Yeah.
You know, and some of us don't
I
even
mean,
use it.
some parts of school, like not the
Not the,
lesson plans that was in
but
school, but
yes, you're
the
right.
experience of school did. So,
Like bullies,
yeah, those type of
cocky
things.
people, people that are actually nerdy too. Like, yeah, I can kind of see that. It's a small version of what life really is.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
the
but
bullies become cops.
I get the lessons plans. They don't really do much. They don't do much, but
Do you feel like there was on your modeling aspect of things? Because it sounds like everything was nice and dandy. You know, you started young, you built up, you've been in New York, you've walked in New York. Have been any struggles in the process?
yeah.
Was it more mental, like about yourself, or was it more like financial, trying to make sure that you're still doing it and then you're not getting the money? Because I know that in the beginning, any kind of artist, because that's what you would be. You're a model, but you're an artist. Your body is an art, and therefore, you know, it's like, again, remember what I talked about earlier, the avatar. You know, they're like, that's a nice avatar. I want to put these clothes on her. You see what I'm saying? That's what I mean. It's a form of expression. It's an art.
It was more like I was burnt out from work. That's really what it was. It was like I was burnt out from work. Everything in life was just, I didn't have the luxury to do what I wanted to do for a couple years. So now that I feel like I have changed,
What changed?
work.
Like, you got a better job?
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah. Yeah. I got another job. It's not even about the money because
No.
honestly, I took a pay cut for the
Okay.
job, but
Oh, damn.
it was more about my mental health. Like I didn't feel good anymore. And I knew that was the main cause of it. So I needed to get out.
Some jobs do that to you.
Yeah.
Some jobs do that to you, I will say. Because you find yourself like, what am I doing? You know, am I actually like, you're either doing good or you're doing bad. You know what I mean? And technically, if you look at it on a corporate level, yeah, you're doing your job, you're doing good. But in the same sense, it's like, damn, am I helping people? Because that's always something that I've wanted to do. I like to help people.
I was definitely helping people. I was definitely doing well, very, very well for my age. I just think I needed to take a step back because I was doing so much. So take a step back, and I just want for now for me to enjoy having a work-life balance, being able to get off and still have the mental capacity to do what makes me happy as well, and not being coming home just wanting to watch TV and go to sleep.
I've been there. Oh my goodness.
I want to
Yeah.
be able to be active when I get off, not to just feel like I don't want to do anything because I've had this day. Sometimes those days happen, but for it to be so consistent, I couldn't do it. And I couldn't figure out a way to have that mental peace and have the job. So
it's that work-life balance is definitely definitely key. And when you come home, you know, I talked about this in one of these other episodes with Pam. she does lashes and nails. I'm not sure if you saw her episode, but essentially, you know, we talked about how you have like almost like two different lives. You have your work life and then you have your personal life. And if your work life is almost like pouring out or affecting your personal life, it shouldn't work that way. Like, because you're so tired, you can't. The goal of a 9 to 5 is to fund your dream. If you want to start a restaurant, bet. Okay, looks like if I work 5, 10 for the next 10 years, I could save up for my restaurant. Because it's going to take a while to get all that capital. Oh, I don't make that much money. Maybe I get a part-time. And then while you're working these 2 jobs, in the back of your mind, you're like, oh, I just shaved it down from 10 years to 5. You know what I'm saying? And you just got to have that memory of why you're doing it. But in the midst of all of that, to take that break and to like, because for me personally, girl, I like to delay gratification, but not too long. Delay gratification as in save the best for last. In the process of me becoming wealthier, I like to splurge a little bit on myself. My brother is not. My brother's like, I'm not going to touch none of that shit till I get to where I want to be. I'm the type of person.
I'm going to spend it.
Yeah, me, I'm not going to spend all of it. No, I don't know about
all
that.
Of it.
I don't know about that.
I'm not going to spend all of it, but I'm going to get me something for my good work.
Correct. To remind yourself, and that's a form of reminder. Because I feel like I'm not a... what's the word I'm looking for here? I'm not a consumer. I don't care about new shoes, new clothes, new this, new that. I don't care about that. What I care about is how I feel about something on the moment, and I'm like, okay, am I just feeling like I need to buy these shoes, or do these shoes mean something than more of just the shoes? You know, is it more than just the shoes, or is it just my emotion? Because there's times you're an emotional shopper. You're like, damn, I just came up on an extra $600. This bracelet is like $200 or whatever you may want. And then you're like, I'll spend it. But then you're like, hold on, wait, what does this mean? I would say something like, for me personally, if I make over 1,000 in the stock market, I'll spend like 50, 60, maybe even 100 at the most. Because I always think about that 10% rule. I'm never going to spend more than 10%. If I want something bigger, guess I'm going to have to work harder. But I have a good week in the market, or I have a good month in the market. Some bills are paid, everything's good. Take me and my girl out for dinner. If I didn't do good, it's going to be sandwiches. Not sandwiches, sandwiches. Like sandwiches, bro. But yeah, I totally feel that. And I'm glad that you were able to self-reflect at such a young age, because I feel like for those of you listening, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like there's so much growth between 25 to 26 than there was from 20 to 24. And I feel like you're kind of almost ahead of the ball right there, because, again, I'm just speaking about my personal experience. Maybe some of y'all grew up quick as hell, and I was just an immature one. But I feel like once I hit 25, I was like, yo. And that's funny, because 25 is when you could rent a car. You can start renting cars. You know, you can get an SUV now. You don't have to get the cheap-ass sedans. But yeah, maybe there's something about that 25 that just makes you more mature. You don't feel like a young adult anymore. Because from 20 to 24, 25, you're young adult.
I think growing up, my parents gave me so much freedom growing up. Like, they trusted me to where I was experiencing life before everybody else around me was. So when I got 18, 19, like, I got a job. My first job was me going into 8th grade. Yeah, me going into 8th grade.
8th grade?
It was a summer job, right? Okay. Half of it would be alternating days. We would be in a classroom at FACJ, and then the other days we would work at a job site. And I was at a housing building company. So I did that, but I've always wanted to have my own money. So with me always wanting to have a job and me always knowing I have to work for what I want. And my mom, both of my parents taught me at a young age how to manage what I want and what I need when I'm working that much.
that makes a lot more sense on why you are as mature as you are. You know, I feel like just like there's generational wealth, there's generational knowledge. Generational knowledge is what your parents taught you. Most kids around that age did not know, right? Like in 8th grade, summer, I'm over here watching WWE, South Park till 1 a.m. You know what I mean? Watching just television and stuff. I wasn't worried about no job, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, and some of these kids doing lemonade stands, I wasn't worried about that.
Yeah.
I really wasn't. I honestly didn't feel like money was really an interest to me until like sophomore, junior year, and it started the wrong way. It started with flexing. You know what I'm saying? Where the kids start, like, I was comparing myself to kids when I didn't realize, at that time, I didn't realize my mom doesn't have the money that these kids' parents have, okay? We were living in a trailer park that just so happened to be across the freaking county line road for this rich kid school. If I was on across that road, girl, I would have been in Miramar High School, which is a ghetto ass school in South Florida. Oh no, ghetto. I'm talking about
Lord.
the classrooms. Some of the lights are off and like a cell. Y'all know what I'm talking about, South Florida people. Miramar High
That
School,
is
bro.
wrong.
I went to Everglades, which is again like I say a rich kid school because it's in Pembroke Pines, a very nice area. It's like again, Miami-Dade County. You got basic lunches every once in a while. It had to be like a holiday weekend or something. You get pizza, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. But over there in that, bro, that school had 3 different lines for 3 different things. They always had pizza in this line. They always had this in this line,
But
etc.
was it good though?
Oh yeah, it was good.
Oh yeah.
I'm also a fat ass, so I mean, so not everybody is good. But you know those checker fries, girl? They had those fries there, bro. They had those seasoned fries. I'm here like, and some of these kids are just throwing them away. I'm like, oh, no, bro.
Give them to
y'all
me.
disrespectful, bro.
For
and that's how I
real.
know y'all rich.
Please, yeah, right. Cause some fries. I told you.
You did say
I
French
told
fries.
You, I told you.
We go come back to those fries,
right?
But I start comparing myself to these kids. I start comparing myself, like what kind of clothes they're wearing, what kind of clothes I wear. I fought some kid because he said I had Walmart swag. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, it offended me. I mean, right now, I'd be like, hell yeah, I got Walmart swag, which I don't. I actually, maybe I got a little bit prideful, and I'm like, fuck Walmart. I'm not going to buy clothes from there. I'll buy something like socks, maybe, but
Walmart
and
got
groceries.
some good clothes, though.
Nah, I wouldn't buy clothes from Walmart.
What?
I'm not. It's just not my taste, not my
They
style.
got Wrangler. They got Dickies. They got.
I don't like any of those type of
Oh,
jeans.
you're right. Okay.
It's not my style. I did like Wranglers growing up, but again, that's what we could afford, girl. So we had to get what we could get. With that being said, you find yourself comparing yourself to people that, again, they're way ahead, at least financially they are. You know, I may be smarter than some of y'all, but a lot of them had way more money than me because of their parents. And then that's why I started like looking at money. I'm like, oh shit, money can get me better clothes, can get me, you know, better friends. That's what I used to think, like better quality friends.
Okay.
But money can get me. So my first initial conception of money was bad. It was the consumer side. And I feel like my transition into more of an investment side and more of like growing my wealth, you know, for not just for me, for my kids. Because I want, girl, if Edwin at 20, that's what I was going to say, is at 25, started getting his shit together, what I believe, getting my shit together, that means that my kid should be able to do it by 12. I'm not saying he's going to know everything.
But he's gonna have
that knowledge.
Half that knowledge that you had that you're gonna instill into him. You're gonna prepare him for greatness. You don't want him to go through the same thing that you went through.
Exactly.
So you're gonna give him that knowledge.
We're gonna speak it into existence. Is she? Because I think my mom told me that because I was a hoe in my younger years.
That's what they be saying.
With girls.
Yeah, you gonna have a whole bunch of girls.
So no, I don't know about a whole bunch. Please don't say that. I need a boy. I need to even that out.
Hey.
I just think that the first one's gonna be a girl. It's gonna be tough. Because if she half me, girl, oh hell nah, hell nah. You want kids?
Maybe eventually. I'm scared of having kids.
Why? Because the physical side of that's scary as shit.
I feel like the physical I can deal with the physical at a certain. I would just have to train my mind and my body to deal with the physical. I'm scared of raising a child. I'm scared of
What part of raising a child scares you?
me being, well, our family being so in charge of this human. Like,
You think you don't want to fail. But you can't think that way, though. There's no...
not necessarily that I want to fail. It's just, that's a lot of anxiety. Like, that's a lot of pressure. That's
Let's
a
go
whole
back to
human
living within
being.
yourself. It is. It is. And it definitely depends on you. But I'm not going to lie. As fucked up as this may sound, for the first 3-4 years, I consider children pets. I know that sounds fucked up when I say it out loud. But the reason why I say that is because it's very simple. I mean, I'm not saying parenting is simple. I am not a father, so I cannot say that. And I see how much my brother had to go through, sleepless nights and all that stuff. But it's the same way when I got this puppy. When he first came to my house, he shit on the kennel. Everywhere. And he wouldn't let me sleep the first couple of days. Again, I'm not comparing it to an extent of a child, because obviously that's way different, and you're not gonna, you could at least be like, shut up, dog. You can't tell your baby to shut up, you know.
See, okay, because I have a pet too. I have Hans. I completely understand the first couple years, but then they have to, like, they're gonna be, I just know how I am, or how I was.
Half you, half you,
Half me.
half you.
I cannot think of that. That's just, oh my God.
I think, well, here's the other thing that a lot of people don't realize, and this is something that I've been trying to work on the best I can before. When you reprocreate, believe it or not, my brother told me this too. You know, if you work out, you get healthier, your DNA can slightly change. Slightly, not like crazy. But what you're wanting to do is, the whole point of reprocreating, making kids, is to, again, in the biological side of it, is to make the best, you know what natural selection is, right? To make the best version. So, okay, why do I like this man? Because he's tall, and tall signifies strength, and you know what I'm saying? Okay, so we're going to make strong, tall babies. Oh, why do I like her woman? Oh, because she has big breasts, because these breasts can supply a lot of milk to multiple children, and, you know, she's fertile. So biologically, our point is to make the best to continue humanity, and slowly but surely humanity gets smarter and smarter and stronger and stronger. When you work on yourself, which it sounds like you have been doing, you can assure yourself that you'll have a better kid. 20-year-old Lala had a kid, then you should have been anxious as hell. But where you're at now and where you're headed, and especially if you continue to, because we can't plan a kid all the times, but if we put ourselves, like, that's why I tell my family, because my family's like, hey, when you gonna, you know, I see that you have a girlfriend, when the kids, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, look, because Hispanics, that's all they do. I'm like, look, I got to work on myself first. She got to work on herself first.
Definitely.
Because if we work on ourselves good enough, our child's going to come out better. And, you know, just being honest, that's really how it works. It's not, I'm not going to put science into it. I'm not going to put too much logic into it. It's just that simple. How do I become a better parent, become a better man?
Yeah, I'll figure that out.
When the time comes.
Yeah,
when the time comes.
Far
away.
Far away.
So do you feel like this is something that's scary? You having a child would slow down your career as a model?
Definitely, because with being in shows, modeling shows, the designer is only gonna have a certain style. Some pregnant, like there's pregnant models, but
I believe that.
Not for someone that's starting out. Like, that's definitely gonna put a dent in growing my career as of right now. But maybe wherever I am, I don't know. I'm just gonna go with it.
Let's exclude the baby for a second. What's the next goal for you? You hit New York. You were on the walkway. What do they call it again? I'm sorry.
The runway. New York Fashion Week.
Yeah, on New York Fashion Week.
Yeah. What's my next goal?
Yeah.
Is to finish school.
Mm-hmm.
And then.
What do you go to school for?
I haven't started yet, but surgical technology.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah. I want to be
Okay.
a surge tech. I like seeing surgery.
Okay. You're creeping me out. I like seeing open bodies and
Yeah,
guts
it's
outside their
cool. It's
bodies.
cool. Like, I
Okay.
don't want to do it because that's going to be too nervous for me.
Yeah.
But
You want to watch on
I
the
want to help
sidelines, but
and
hey,
watch.
that's honestly, I don't even know about the industry, but it sounds like money.
Yeah,
It definitely sounds like good money.
I still want to have like some type of career and do like modeling and things on the side, but I want to have the type of career to where I can have contracts in different areas.
That's good. I like that. Well,
Mm-hmm.
if I ever decide to release some clothing, I got you.
Yeah, I'm here.
No, that'd be cool. I appreciate all the interesting stuff we talked about. We're almost about towards the end. I know you also wanted to talk about spirituality. Like, tell me what were your thought process? Because we didn't really get to talk about it, but I wanted to give you the chance to at least tell me what you wanted to discuss on the spirituality side of things.
Yeah. Bring it back to what I said earlier about living within yourself. Like I said, living within us, I feel like everybody has their own soul, everybody has their own spirit, and everybody has their own body. Everybody. And these bodies are physical. So when I think of spirituality, I think of finding your higher self within. And once you do that, you'll be free from everything that reality throws at you. Like, you would just find a way to
Overcome it.
and not let it affect you, basically.
Did your parents raise you like Christian, Catholic, or anything like that?
Christian.
Christian.
Yeah. Yeah, I was raised Christian. Now me and my dad, we're more on like God is within. God is within. You are God. We all are God.
Exactly. Have you ever heard of the egg theory?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna send you this video. It's gonna blow your mind. I mean, it may not really blow your mind because it's essentially what you're talking about. That we are all God, and I consider myself be. I've heard this the other day, and it's stuck to me so much now that I can actually use it. This man said, don't be Christian, don't be Muslim, don't be Catholic, don't be this, don't be that. Be a follower of Christ, because be like Christ, right? Which is a huge difference from what the church perceives you to be. No, because the church, you can't do this, you can't do that.
It's
you gotta
the
do this.
religions that
It's the
put you in a
religions
box.
that restrain people from being able to liberate themselves. And again, and most importantly, religion wants you to look up instead of looking in. Right?
You got it.
Come on.
Give me another one.
Exactly. So seeking God and seeking like Jesus, because again, you have to almost, because Jesus in the Bible is a physical manifestation of God, because he made himself in the flesh.
Yes.
So therefore, he was also a follower of saying that we all have that capability. We were made in his image. Therefore, we are God experiencing everything
In
at
our
this.
own.
Come on, little personal ways.
Thank you.
So when you separate that, when you have that knowledge, because even if we're wrong, it feels right. It feels right, and it's honestly like that's something that I don't like to question certain things, because I'm a firm believer that not everything
needs an answer.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you. Not everything needs logic. Not everything. Obviously, a lot of things is like, whoa, how did that lamp fall? Maybe it's because this happened.
Some things you just gotta.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm not going the lamp fell. The lamp fell. There was nothing here. The lamp just fell. Things like that. There can always in other, the universe knows what happened. Maybe there's a logical explanation. There was a draft in the room we didn't feel, but still, there's not everything requires you to know. It's just more of a intuition.
Yes.
Internal happiness is key, and it comes with what you said, knowing that we are all God. I love that. I didn't know that you were at that level, if you will. That's awesome. I'm not trying to shit on anybody's religion. By all means, I mean, I have a lot of Catholic family members. In the last topic, I had Lex, who is a firm Christian. You know what I mean? And by all means, I respect people, especially if you're
Yeah.
displaying the good side of what Christianity is supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, be like Jesus. What would Jesus do? Such a simple thing. What would Jesus do? Would Jesus shame this crackhead or actually help him?
I think we all know that religion was basically created for
Control.
and religions work for who they are attached to.
What do you mean? By what? Who are they
Let's
attached to?
say you had a friend that grew up Muslim, right? Their whole family is Muslim. If they were to not want to be Muslim or not agree with their family, most likely they would be shunned. They wouldn't have no family. So most people, it becomes their reality because that's all they have.
That is all they have.
You know, that's their reality.
They think it's part of their identity.
Yeah, and it technically it is like that's their reality. So everyone has their own reality for a specific reason.
Correct.
The world wouldn't run if we all didn't have our own realities. If we
I
all
agree.
didn't have all of the religions, so we just have to.
Yeah, I think that our religions are just a little bit fragments of part of a huge story that I think we'll never know.
Yeah.
At least you and me will never know. We'll die and we'll keep on going. There's so much. It's so much. It's a big puzzle. It's like, okay, Catholics, here's the Catholic, here's Muslim, here's Jewish people, and then you make and again, we just have a fraction of a bigger picture.
And it's all connected.
It's all connected.
We all have a God. We all are God, all of us.
Exactly. That's very well put. I love that we could talk about that. But thank you so much for being here. I enjoyed our conversation. Was it what you expected?
Yeah, I told you I was nervous, but after, we got talking, I like to talk. I like to talk about a lot of different things.
Same.
Because, we both asked, I'm pretty sure we both asked and answered questions that we've never thought about before.
Yes, especially for me to you, I think I asked you, like, do you like being the center of attention? And you weren't, I don't think anybody asked you that. And when you said the live within you, I was like, ooh, hold on. There's something to pick there.
Yeah, I be nervous, but then when I'm actually in it and I get to really, talk about what really be going through my mind, it's cool.
It's cool. It is. It's dope. Just to recap this episode, y'all, basically, I think it all comes down with living within yourself and working on yourself, living your dream, funding your dreams, wanting to be a model and pursuing that. And honestly, I can see you doing it just because of the dedication and it's always something that's on the back of your mind. Yes. Don't allow that to just sit there, because one day when we die and we didn't hit our goals or we didn't hit where we wanted to be, you want to get just as close as you could have. And honestly, it's just about living within yourself. We're all God. We're all here to serve. Honestly, I believe we're all here to serve each other.
Yes.
We're all here to help each other out. Anytime that I do good, it's for the others. If I do bad, it's because some form of way manifested and there's always got to be a balance. Because I've done some shitty shit. I've also done some good stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not perfect.
No one is.
But at the end of the day, again, this is W.K.H. Wealth, Knowledge, Humor. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Have a good night.
Good night.